hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? If competitive pricing and a quick turnaround are what matter to your business, come see us at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, or you can give us a call at 850-326-3000. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, the best place in town to take a leak.
PLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the next evolution of sports talk radio. The biggest stories, biggest college pros, interviews with the newsmakers, sports betting, your phone calls, and more. And we're taking the inside drive with Ryan Mulvey.
I love it.
Broadcasting from the Gulf Plus studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And a good morning, Northwest Florida. This is the Inside Drive coming to you live from the Gulf Plus studios right here in beautiful Panama City Beach. James Fife here, filling in for Ryan Mulvey on this Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Our weekend is approaching that much more quickly.
Thank goodness.
In here with me today, we have Andrew Ochoa. Did I get it right, man?
Yes,
Did
sir.
I get close? All
Yes,
right.
sir, you got it.
Andrew is with the Crestview Area Youth Association and hitting the ones, hitting the twos, making this thing go out to the worldwide thing we know as a radio. We got Wildcat in the building. Excellent to see you again.
Sitting in for you.
Who's sitting in for me?
You're sitting in for.
Yeah, we're just sitting in for sitting in.
And it's still morning, right?
Still Friday. The clock says 11, so
Okay.
I'll go morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm ready for afternoon. I'm ready for 1 o'clock. I'm ready for a nap.
I'm ready for a nap.
I am not used to getting up at 4:45 in the a.m. No, people.
Driving, no.
Secrets of the radio industry for the morning
been fun,
show.
though.
You got to wake up really early to get ready for it. And I personally, I am not one of those morning people. I am a very, very good night person. My last radio gig before I was here was doing the overnight shift as a DJ. So that was a midnight to 5:30 in the morning
good
thing.
calls and those
you get all the
calling you up with those sexy voices.
Oh yeah, you get all the
I
good
sure
calls.
would like to meet you, James.
You are so much fun. And then it just turns out to be like some, 350-pound guy from the factory. But that's all right.
That's all right.
That's all right. At least they're listening,
Do what you can to keep a listener.
Yeah, that's what you got to do, man. You got to entertain the people.
I remember
That's
those
why we
days.
are here. All right, so you can call the show. You can text the show 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. You can find us at ESPN Northwest Florida for all of those websites. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Download our app. You can get it from the Google Play Store. You can get it from the Apple App Store. Again, ESPN Northwest Florida. You'll see the little icon. Download it. Take us with you everywhere you go. And visit the website, ESPNPC.com. Beach flags are red today. Be careful out on the beautiful beaches. We got a little bit of rip current going, got a little bit bigger waves going. Knee deep is too deep, as they say. All right, so no sports scores going on right now. Major League Baseball is in the All-Star break that, lucky for all of us, will be over at 1:20 this afternoon when baseball comes back to us and we can be entertained by the boys of summer again. The WNBA also in an all-star break, so that means no WNBA games last night. Best thing that we could entertain ourselves with in the sports world last night is the NBA Summer League. I'm just one that doesn't watch it. I will watch NBA games. I'll watch college games. The Summer League, you can put them on TV. I'll watch maybe a minute and then go, yeah, this isn't the best basketball I've seen.
Yeah, that and arena football, same category.
Yeah, arena football, one of those that I'll turn it on for a minute and I'll watch it for a minute and go,
A minute.
yeah, it's just not football, guys. I'm just not feeling it right now, and go on to the next thing. But I know sports are being returned to me quite quickly. So the big sports news thing for me And I have been harping on this one, I'd say, for about 9 days now. And I said that this would be a problem. And, well, I think maybe the problem has kind of solved itself out. And amid scrutiny, Lloyd Howell Jr. is out as the NFL Players Association Executive Director. He announced last night at about midnight that, nope, I'm going to resign. So he made it 2 years into his tenure. This is one of these stories I feel we need to recap because this was a very serious story.
Resigning, why?
Well, we'll go over the recap and you'll know why.
Tell me more.
All right, so if we go back to July 9th, the NFL and senior leaders of the NFL Players Association struck an unusual confidential agreement that hid the details of an arbitration decision from players, including a finding that league executives had urged team owners to reduce guaranteed player compensation. Then this was reported to multiple sources to ESPN. So what happened here? Well, Pablo Toro finds out, which was the very nice podcaster who gave us this information. Imagine that, a podcaster has to give us this information, not the league itself.
That's sad. That's sad.
He had to go out and find this. Luckily, he did bring this to our attention. So, that's not a good look for the NFL. Getting the Players Association higher-ups and getting the NFL senior execs together and going, hey, guys, we need everybody to calm down on the guaranteed money. Because what do players want? Players want guaranteed money. Players want money for their labor. Yes, just like anybody doing a job. You want money for your labor. All right, so that's kind of weird. You know, it's like odd. Like, okay, why would the NFL and the NFLPA, one, have this conversation, period, and then two, go to an arbitrator to bury it so the players can't find out about it? That's my guess as to why they did it. So let's go on to our next article, July 10th. NFL Players Association Director Lloyd Howell Jr. is working as a paid part-time consultant for the Carlyle Group, one of a select group of league-approved private equity firms now seeking minority ownership in NFL franchises. Ooh, that explains a little bit of why they had to bury that last conversation they had. So you're telling me that the guy that was in that meeting with NFL executives that was representing the Players Association, Mr. Howell Jr., was also being paid by the Carlyle Group, who is looking for a 10% stake in an NFL team. Conflict of interest much? I would say so. So, I mean, 10% into an NFL team, that's not a lot. But if you get to share in 10% of the profits at the end of a season, what's a great way to increase your profits? It's called salary control. Don't go up to the edge of the salary cap. Don't pay out everything you have to pay out. Don't give away guaranteed contracts. That's a way you can save some money. That's a way you can make your 10% get a little bit more juicier.
And start a baseball strike.
And start a baseball strike. Then on July 13th, the NFL Players Association Executive Committee, so not the executive director, but the committee, in a message sent to membership, expressed its support for Executive Director Lloyd Howell Jr. and denied it asked him to resign as it looks into the issues reported. So apparently, one of the lawyers who was not directly an NFLPA lawyer, but a lawyer that had interest with some of the union members, came up to Mr. Howell and said, hey man, this is a conflict of interest. You might want to step aside. Mr. Howell said, oh, okay, I'll think about it. And then we get a letter from the NFLPA Executive Committee So that is the committee that is overlooking the NFLPA, not the actual union members in the NFLPA, not the actual people who has their labor and livelihood on the line with this. Now we got another story coming out July 17th. NFL Players Association Executive Director Lloyd Howe Jr. was sued in 2011 for sexual discrimination and retaliation while he was a senior executive at Booz Allen. But a dispute has emerged about whether the players who voted for him were aware of the lawsuit in his 2023 election. This latest development surrounding Howe as the position of the union leadership. Ooh, so he wouldn't step aside. He wanted to stay there. So somebody goes around and looking at this guy. Who is he? What is he? Ooh, turns out might have not been such a great CEO and leader that you really wanted to have. So that story comes to light yesterday morning. Then yesterday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the NFL Players Association Executive Director Lloyd Howe Jr. resigns. Ooh, so that was an interesting about 10 days right there.
I don't get who would have been or would not have been privy to the lawsuit from 2011 or whenever that was. I mean, why would the players know about it? Why wouldn't they know about it?
I mean, if you just would have done probably a basic search on the internet, the guy's name, I guarantee you that would have popped up, because it popped up quite easily here on ESPN. If you go Google his name and you type in Booz Allen with it, it pops up again.
Yeah.
So it's a known. There
It's
apparently
not like he was hiding it.
Yeah, it was a known. There was no hush-hush money to come with it. Tell everybody to be quiet. It's a known. It was out there.
Yeah.
But still, doesn't look good for him, especially when you're in a situation where your vested interest, the players' union, the guys that are going out on the field, taking hits, a percentage of their check goes to the union. That's how a union works.
Yeah.
And a percentage of that percentage that those players pay in pays for Mr. Howe. Yeah. And he was at a contract of $3.5 million a season to represent the NFL Players Association. So did he really have the interest of the players at heart? Yes, he's getting paid $3.5 million, but he's also getting paid $400,000 on the side from a company that's trying to make money off of the labor union that he is representing.
Jesus, I'm getting a headache.
So it's not good. My big concern with this was the next CBA. The next time it comes up, when the players union and the NFL ownership have to get in a room, and we've got to lock them in there and we've got to make them fight it out so that way we can have football on TV, because I want to be watching football. That was not going to end very well. Because what would have happened is the NFL and the Players Association, being represented by Mr. Howe, Mr. Howe would have come up with an agreement with the NFL. And I bet it would have been fairly close to what the NFL wanted for its profit margins. And then he would have turned around and handed it to the players. Now, how would that have gone without everybody knowing that he had a 10% interest in ownership? It probably wouldn't have gone super great. Players would have gone, this is what the league wants, not what we want.
Right.
But now, with the players knowing that he's not on their side, anything that was going to go to the players from him, through him, from the league, was going to get shot down and shot down.
I can see the conflict of interest here.
So I was very, very worried about the state of football. I really didn't want a work stoppage. I really didn't want a lockout. I really didn't want any of those things that come along with these conversations. So this might have corrected itself now, depending on what the player union does. Now, the players union is going to have to find a replacement. That's a guaranteed now. He's already resigned. He's gone.
You talk about somebody that's going to be under some scrutiny.
Oh, yeah. And the next guy that's going to come up for this, I bet he is going to be under the microscope from every single player, not even just the player rep. Like, every team has a representative that goes to these union meetings.
Yeah.
And those guys usually are more in tune with what's going on. But with this, I bet you every player, top to bottom, is going to be tuned in.
Well, you want to know where your money's going, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's only fair.
You want to know where your money's going, especially you want to know where your money that you're working hard for to pay for that guy's salary.
Yeah.
And he's trying to collect that money from you and money from the other guy. Nah. So I figured it would kind of sort of end like this. I didn't know how long it was going to drag out. I figured it was going to be one of those that I am the executive director and I am under contract for another however many years. I am not leaving.
Or do you
And
think
you would
this
have
mess is
sue him
going to
get
be
him out.
cleared up by the start of NFL football season?
I mean, it'll be, I would say
It would have to be, would it not?
Yeah, the players' union, I think, would pretty quickly probably want to have somebody replace him to try to get this into the rearview mirror as quick as possible. So I would assume that in the next week or two, probably even before we have the Hall of Fame game, that the players' union will get together and have some kind of a vote on, yes, this guy is gone, and that we need to get another leader, and then they'll start the process.
A few or someone somewhere to pick from.
Yeah.
3, 5 people that they have done a little vetting, and then say, okay, here's your choices.
Yep.
Pick one.
Yep, you guys, okay, each of these guys are going to get up and talk to you.
Yeah.
Listen to what they got to say.
Yep.
And then go into your little ballot box and check whatever name you're going to check and turn it in.
That works for me. As long as I get my football.
As long as we get football. We will not be missing any football this year. And the CBA was not set to expire, I think, until the 28-29 season, somewhere in there. So it wasn't a super serious threat yet, but I was worried about it because I don't want a work stoppage.
But a scandal nonetheless, which is not good.
A scandalo.
Scandalous.
Scandalo. So hopefully we can put this in our rearview mirror. I've been talking about it a lot, guys. I know you have heard me talking about it plenty, but it was important, guys. It's more than just football. It's a livelihood for some people. You got to realize that. So hopefully those guys get their money in the next CBA. Hopefully we don't got any work stoppages. And I am ready for some football. Speaking of more CBAs, the WNBA and the Union of the WNBA players met last night in a meeting before the NBA All-Star Game. Good news is they met and they talked about things. Bad news is they are still at the same impasses that they were before this meeting. But at least they are still having conversations. So as long as they're at least getting in the room, there's a chance. A wee chance of getting something done to make sure that there's no work stoppage in the WNBA. Now, I'm not the biggest WNBA fan, but they don't need a work stoppage now. They're gaining way too much momentum.
To lose all that momentum that they gained. But it sounds so much like politics.
What do you think it is?
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
That's all it is.
And that's not good.
That's what it is.
In any sport. We were talking about that this morning.
What's the biggest thing that they're going over? Is it the pay for the players?
I think it's basically base pay for the players, both, minimum wage and the maximum salary, because they got Caitlin Clark on maximum salary, and it's still only like $800K or something, which is plenty of money. Don't get me wrong, that's good money, but compared to how much money she is bringing in, you can afford to give her some more money. Yeah, absolutely. So ka-ching, as the man says. So it's I don't want to see that momentum lost. It's a good thing that sports are growing. It's a great thing that women's sports are growing. So let's keep the momentum going. There's a professional softball league starting up now, and it actually looks to be doing pretty good. The Women's Professional Hockey League is actually going to be going into its third season, and they have expanded people. They got 2 more teams coming in. They're making it 8 teams in the Women's Hockey League. So let's just keep this going. Give me more sports. I need more sports. I love my sports, and I love coming in here and talking to you guys about all of the sports that are going on. When we get back, we're going to talk about the Crestview Area Youth Association, and they will be having a football clinic coming up. This is the Inside Drive, coming to you live from the Golf Plus Studios, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Brewster, let me ask you a question. If someone offered you $8 million to become a Clemson fan, would you do it?
No. Only thing I'll do with orange is put a lighter to it.
I just wanted to double check. By the way, I knew that would be your answer.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, a possibility of thunderstorms and some sun, and a high of 88 with wind 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the south. Mostly clear skies tonight and quite warm near 81. Sunny and a likelihood of thunderstorms and 88 tomorrow. 88 and sunshine throughout the day with possible thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening Sunday. This is your Friday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Looking for dependable civil construction in the Florida Panhandle? CBC Construction has you covered. From land clearing and drainage to roads and underground utilities, CBC delivers high-quality work on time and on budget. Locally owned and operated, CBC is trusted by schools, developers, and municipalities. To learn more, call CBC Construction 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com. That's cbcconstruction.com.
Signworks, a business serving businesses since 1985. Everything from signs and banners, vehicles and boats, magnetic and real estate signs, contractor signs, and much more. Signworks can do large format, full color printing too. Signworks, a real professional in the business world. Call Signworks at 785-8899. Signworks, 850-785-8899.
Broadcasting from the Golf Plus Studios, it's the Inside Drive. Still talking about last night? We're already breaking down tomorrow. The Inside Drive. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is the Inside Drive, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Coming to you live from the Golf Plus Studios here in beautiful Panama City Beach. And visit Golf Plus for all of your golfing needs. Alan Watson will take care of you at his Golf Plus shops at the shops at Edgewater here in Panama City Beach. You can call the show. You can text the show, 850-215-6290. Download our app. Take it with you everywhere you go. Beach flags are red today, so be careful out there. And ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast. Braves coverage returns tonight. That is Friday. Pre-game, 5 o'clock. First pitch, 6:15, taking on the Yankees from Truist Park. Atlanta Braves baseball on ESPN Northwest Florida is sponsored locally by Bill Bird Kia, Panama City Beach Hobby, Panama City Toyota, Hewitt Tire and Auto, and Hometown Towing. With me now, we got Andrew Ochoa representing the Crestview Area Youth Association. How we doing, Andrew?
Good. Thank you for having me. This is an awesome experience for me and then also for our youth here in our organization. I really appreciate the invite.
Well, thank you for coming in and hanging out with us and let us know what you got going on.
Yes, sir. So I'm part of the Crestview Area Youth Association, which we call Kaya, up there in northern Okaloosa County. We have been part of an organization, youth football, for 25 years now. We're attached to the Panhandle Youth Football Association, which is started back in the 1980s. So it's a fairly established youth football organization all the way from 5 to 14 years old. 12 years old, so from 5 to 12. We also do sideline cheer and flag football. We do flag football before the tackle season starts to kind of get kids off the couch, get them out there running around, and get ready for tackle season. It's a lot more low key. So we just finished our flag season. We're gearing up for tackle season now, which officially starts on this coming Monday. Kids put on helmets. They do a week of helmets, and then they go full pads, and the season rocks. We have a unique opportunity this year. Terrence Brooks has been put in contact with us. He's a former Florida State national champion and then played the NFL for 8 years for a couple of different NFL teams. Has donated his time and all his knowledge to our organization to run a camp for us August 2nd from 4 to 7 p.m. He's going to bring a couple other former NFL players, Florida State alumni, and he's also trying to pull some big names in, still haven't confirmed because some of those guys are still playing right now. So with the season ramping up, we'll see who we get. But I mean, it's a huge opportunity. It's something that's never happened in the Crestview area before, from what I've looked back. And this is huge to get someone that's Terrence is a current coach at Choctaw High School right now.
Okay.
So it's someone that made it to the highest level, was successful. I can't remember what the average time an athlete in the NFL makes it. I think it's like 2 years, so
it's
like,
not a long time.
Yeah, so he went 8. So he was a successful player at all levels, and now he's come back to the community, pouring into it. That's huge. That's like the biggest thing, because we try to, build these kids up at 5 years old, whether it's football, cheer, and get them ready for the next level, which for us, the next level is middle school, right? And then, middle school, high school, then talking college pros, right? Are these kids going to go pro? Who knows? But also, try to give them positive environment. My first year coaching, I had a kid that was like one of my best athletes, like just everything you want in a 5-year-old. Like he acted like a 10-year-old, 12-year-old, and he was awesome. Disappeared for a little while, came back and was a different player. And I was like, what's going on? I didn't know anything that happened, right? So when I've had a player that's been, one of my best players, respectful, doing every drill like we asked him to, and he disappears, then he comes back and has a completely different attitude. As a coach, you don't expect that out of him. So, you kind of get into him a little bit. Get pulled to the side. I'm told that, hey, well, during this time he was gone, he watched his dad kill his mom. And it's like, hey, wow. And he went to the system, and he begged to come back to the football field. And, as a coach, that strikes you like, this is the best thing in this kid's life right now.
Absolutely.
Whether this kid, whatever, he goes to the NFL, maybe he only plays that 1 year football. That time, these coaches, they volunteer their time, everybody, it's a nonprofit organization, nobody gets paid, can put out a positive atmosphere for these kids is huge.
Could possibly save that kid's life.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
yeah.
Get his head in the right place. Wow, that's incredible.
So, it's just, and I had another athlete that year that had lost his father at the end of the season. Me and a couple of coaches went out to his funeral, and thank God I was wearing my sunglasses, because that kid, saw his coaches walk in. Like, the only smile that I think he had that day was, seeing his coaches walk in. So it's like, you don't realize, what you can do for these youth out here that, some come from very good homes, and like my son likes to tell me every time I get him in trouble, oh, my life's so hard. And I'm like, dude, no, it's not. But some of these kids legitimately do come from, terrible, circumstances, and give them something positive. We have tons of donators that, for us to play or cheer, it's $175. That covers basically uniforms and just a little bit extra. But we have so many organizations that donate money. So no kid gets turned away for money. We figure it out. So that money's never an issue. Anybody, we're open to everybody. We're still open for registration right now until the 20th. And then Terrence's camp is on the 2nd of August, like I said. And that's, it's a huge opportunity. These kids can actually see a guy that's come out there.
Tell us about the registration process.
Yes, sir. So you can go to either on Facebook, you can look up Crestview Area Youth Association, or our website, which is kayafootball.org. Either way, you can go on there and you can register. Believe it still says, so you can see on there's a link for, you scroll down a little bit, you see there is football and cheer registration still open. And right below that is the Terrence Brooks camp, which is free to anybody that wants to come. They don't have to be a player of our organization. We've invited other organizations in the community to come out. So it's open to anybody. If we get, 500 kids, cool. Right now we're sitting around 90 kids registered, but as we've learned with all these registrations, everybody signs up last minute.
Oh, yeah.
We're anticipating, 200 to 300 kids, plus parents out there. And it's going to be held at Garden City Park in North Crestview. That address is 6336 Garden City Road. And when I say 4 to 7 p.m., one thing I want to stress for anybody listening to this that might be coming to it, check-ins at 3. A big thing when you do camps like this is kids, you might warm them all up, and it doesn't matter how many kids you have, then you got to figure out who's going to go to what group, right?
Yep.
So what we're doing beforehand is because there's also kids that show up that aren't registered. So check in, please come early. We're going to put wristbands, like you get when you go to like a theme park, and that's going to be identifying their age. So that way, because Terrence is going to come out and lead the warm-up, right? He's going to lead it. It's going to be a mass. That's like what he's going to do with all of them. After that, he'll be floating around, he's picking all the drills and for them to learn, but, he's not going to be sitting there doing one specific thing, right? So the warm-up's going to be his big thing with whatever other players he brings in, incorporating coaches from the local community, high school players that have some of them are, I think, 1 5-star athlete from Niceville's coming up. Some of the Crestview football players, coaches. Like I said, when it's open to kids, it's open to any coach, anybody in youth football. So the reason we have the wristbands is so once that warm-up's done, it's like, hey, blue wristband or, red. So we don't have that, figure it out. So that's why it's important. Show up early, be there at 3. Let's get everybody registered. So at 4, we can kick it off, have, from 4 to 7 go. And Terrence has already said, doesn't matter how late he stays. If anybody wants to autograph, anybody wants anything, and the other guy's coming out, like he's staying. So, I'll hold everything till the end, but he will be there to support and, let pictures, whatever, happen after it.
What do the athletes need to bring with them?
Cleats are recommended, not required, and then just basketball shorts, running shorts, any kind of athletic wear, and I strongly recommend like a, sweat-resistant top or t-shirt.
It's going to be warm out there.
It's going to be warm.
It's August. It's still warm.
Yes, sir. So, and water, bring a water bottle. We will have water out there. We'll have an aid station, You will have kids that are, suffer from the a little bit, but we will be set up to take care of anything like that. And then after that, we are currently still working through organizations, local restaurants and stuff to have completely free donated like potluck open. I know Hooters down in Destin has already donated. Said they're going to donate. They're going to send a bunch of wings up. We're working with Jimmy John's. We're working possibly with Chick-fil-A and some other local restaurants. So we're trying to make this completely free.
Excellent for the community.
Yes, sir.
Community really getting behind you guys. That's great.
Yes, sir. So we're very excited about it. Like I said, this is one of the first times, if not the first time, that this has happened. I spoke to a guy, he's a business owner there in Crestview yesterday. He played for us. He's going to kill me because I'm probably getting this wrong, but I think like mid-90s. I don't know. Sorry, Cole. But he's like, as long as he's been in the community, he's like, this has never happened here, and there's these other communities that have this stuff happen all the time, right? And we're just fortunate to finally have someone that is, willing to come do this for us and build something. And hopefully it's, the first step and, many more steps to be able to bring guys that have made it to the highest level to show these kids like, hey, like this can be you. The kids aren't going to listen. I mean, they'll listen to a coach, right?
Yeah. But they see him every day.
They see him every day, right? And we had an instance last year where we were doing a blocking drill, right? Just real simple board drill. And we had a high school player come out and like go over it with them, right? And they start like clicking and doing it, right? And one of my coaches, he's my defensive coordinator last year, he's like, this is what I've been saying all year. And I was like, yeah, but he's playing right now and they listen to him. And like, it was amazing. Just watch one practice, what he did with them. So it's awesome to bring guys back because they look at us, right? And most of them are like, yeah, like, what do you know? Right?
Yeah, you old man, what you got?
I tapped out in high school. If I could have gone pro, but that was it for me. I just didn't have that gift. But to see, the current guys coming back, it's awesome that he's bringing guys that are currently, high school. I'm not sure he's bringing current college players, but, to have the high school guys that are being recruited like a 5-star athlete like that, to bring him and then also former guys, coming back, that's just huge. That's these kids' heroes.
And I think it's a huge thing for a high school aged kid to come in and give his time like that. Mm-hmm. That shows you a lot of maturity for that young man, and it shows you potential that those kids could have at just being, one, great people, and two, their ability later in life to get a job as a coach. Because they already understand how valuable they are and what they're doing. And seeing players, older players, doesn't even have to be a pro player, but just like an older player working with the younger kids, that to me is the essence of sports. Sport is a community, and it is something that we teach to the next generation. So the older guys giving back to the young guys like that, that's huge for community, and congratulations on you guys for building that. That is truly amazing. So when it comes down to it, when the guys, when the players get there for the clinic camp, are they still going to be able to sign up for regular season football as well? Or is there a close date that we need to be aware of?
So right now our close date is August 20th, which is
about a month from now.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
July 20th.
July 20th.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry. Yes, July 20th. We will have some late registrations available. The issue is certain teams will be closed because of we can't have over 32 players on a football or cheer team. Now, for instance, I coach so our organization is 5 and 6 years old are together, 7 or 8. So every 2 years, every even number is an age group, right? So I coach the 10U group, which is 9 to 10-year-olds. We have 45 players on that team right now. We can't have that. We can only master shoot. So we're splitting it 9 and 10-year-olds. So we have to declare how many teams we're going to have by next Monday. So once we've declared, we're basically going to fill up, right? We'll take some late registrations, but the issue we'll run into is uniforms possibly not arriving in time, so that kid might not be able to play in our jamboree that starts August 16th. It will be our first preseason jamboree game. You play half a game. So that's kind of key things. So anybody that's listening to this, if you're interested, even if money, don't let money be an issue that your child's not playing. We'll figure it out. Just get in contact with us on Facebook. We'll get back to you and figure out a way to get your athlete on the field. We have a new cheer program. Well, I'm sorry, we have a cheer program that's been going on for 25 years. It's being revamped this year. We sent our cheer director down to Las Vegas this year to do stuff with UCA cheer athletics. I'm sure I'm not saying that completely right, but just to learn now all the new techniques, all the new stuff. So we're trying to put back into into our people that volunteer so they can continue to make the organization grow farther and farther. For the longest time, our cheerleaders have only done 1 or 2 competitions a year, and to me, it's pretty rough to have a girl on the sidelines cheering for her brother. Maybe she doesn't have it, right? And those sidelines are hot. At least in football.
Oh, they're warm.
Yeah, and especially my team, when most time we're playing 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So that's rough. And you get to tell these girls, all right, hey, have fun cheering this year. Hey, at the end of the year, you get one competition like that. Maybe they love the sideline stuff, maybe they don't, but now we have at least 3 to 4 competitions for them to do after football. So they actually get their own,
nice.
their own big thing.
Yeah, they get their own Super Bowl,
yes, sir.
if you will.
Yeah. So, and we're working on actually hosting one. It's not confirmed yet, but we're really pushing towards hosting our own competition in Crestview to bring, more into Crestview.
So earlier you said you're doing flag football, and that's going on currently, right?
No, it just finished. Yes, sir. So practice is May, games are June, and that's it. It's done. It's hard and fast, and it's just us. So, for instance, in tackle, we go play other teams, and that's the cool thing. One thing I forgot to hit. In tackle football, the teams you play are the same teams you're going to play in middle school. The same kids, right? Because you play in the community. And it's a Panhandle Youth Football Association, right? So you have Destin, Niceville, all the way down here to Panama City. So those kids will continue to, to play these same players. Obviously, uniforms change, middle school, high school, all that stuff. But it's, you kind of build that, whether you want to call it a rivalry, whatever you want to call it, that starts getting built at that level. Flag is different. Flag is just us. So we take however many kids we have. This last year we had right around under 300, just right around 300. And we broke up and made teams, our own teams, and we just played each other. So flag is, like I said, it's a lot more low key. There's not as much time to practice and build fundamentals. It's the biggest thing is just get kids off the couch, because most of them have been sitting on the couch since, school let out. So, just getting them back out there, and then they run all the games in June. You normally have 2 to 3 games a week in June. You end it with a Super Bowl, playing each other, and then they get some awesome rings, rings that I've never seen before. These kids it's
nice.
it says Super Bowl champion on it. It's crazy.
I wish champions on us, man.
Yeah, it's awesome. My son's gone back to back now, so he's extremely cocky that he's this amazing flag player. But it's great. It's and then we use that to get A, to get the kids off the couch, and then B, to try to bring in more people. We struggle because that's baseball's running at the same time, so it's so many different sports and trying to keep the kids active. You have parents that literally bounce from football ending to basketball to baseball to flag, and then football's back on. Some kids never get time off. Some do one sport a year. Whatever it is, we don't say no to anybody. Because you never know. One of the best things about being a youth coach is when it clicks for a kid. You can have a kid he gets 2 or 3 plays a game, maybe more, right? He's out there, he's going through the motions. Maybe he's trying, maybe he's not trying. But I've seen kids that
Yep.
You look at him, you're like, you shouldn't be here, right? You're not going to tell him that. But he's out there. Mom and dad have been waiting to be in here. And then the best thing ever is watch that kid click. When it clicks, either A, everything clicks, or his want to be out there clicks. That's the best feeling as a coach, probably better than winning. Seeing that little, in his eyes click, and you're in now. And watching a kid, from being a player that got minimum place to suddenly beating another kid out, because we teach kids, you earn your playing time based on how you practice.
Watching them transition
Yes,
into
sir.
that zone,
Yes.
and their eyes start to light up, and they get it.
It's the
And
best.
then,
It's the best feeling in the world.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it's
If you would run through the whole registration and information and website and stuff like that, I mean, in case somebody's been listening and they didn't quite, have the pen and pencil ready.
Yes, sir. So it's kayafootball.org. You can Google it or just type that in. It'll take you straight to our website. If you get to our website, you'll see a picture of a cheerleader and 3 football players. Those are our current uniforms for this year. So we have 3 tackle uniforms and then obviously a cheer complete uniform. If you scroll right below that, you'll see there's 4 different tabs right above the Terrence Brooks thing that you can click to register for tackle or cheer. You click on that. It's very easy. You just go through, fill in your information. The only thing that you're going to need to pull is a birth certificate. You have to upload a birth certificate because we do verify that kids, are the right age to play in their age group. Yes, sir. So it's extremely streamlined. I love it. It's an easy system, and it probably takes you less than 10 minutes to sign up. Like I said, if money's an issue, contact us because we can figure things out. We have donations. We have huge community support from local organizations that want to get the kids on the field. We're growing. We've been growing slowly, and I think doing things like this, Terrence coming to town, luckily being invited by you guys, things like this is huge steps for us, to where you guys, maybe it's just another day, but to us, youth organization, like the kids hearing about this kind of stuff is, a huge step that might, double, triple registration next year, so we really appreciate it. And, I would love for you guys to come out, sometime.
Sure.
Yeah.
Would love it.
Yeah. Cool. Please come out, come to the Terrence camp, or come to a game someday, You can watch me try not to yell too much. So.
Watch him go hoarse.
I've been there. Oh yeah. I've coached plenty of times going, I can't do it anymore.
I told my son this year, I was like, yeah, because, people always use the excuse like, oh, well, it's coach's kid. Coach's kid always gets it the worst. So I told my son this year, because I tell him, like, on the field, I'm dad. On the field, I'm coach, right? So he turned around on me, he's like, well, on the field, I'm just a player. I'm not your kid, right? So you can't treat me different. I was like, all right,
he's got a point.
I was like, that hurts, but all right, cool.
Got a point.
So I was on the phone and I was like, yeah, I'm going to treat him the same, not come down. And he just sat there, looked at me like, yeah, right. You're full of it, but we'll see. But yeah, please come out. It would be amazing to have you guys. The kids would love it. Everybody knows who ESPN is, right? It's the biggest brand out there for sports.
Come back and tell us, how it all goes and how it went and who won what, and just come back. Don't be a stranger.
Yeah. If you guys wouldn't mind, I'll probably bring in like our football and cheer.
Yeah, bring in some player representatives, bring in some cheer reps. We'd love it.
That'd be awesome. Yes, sir. So thank you so much.
Just one more quick question for you. You said flag. So with flag football being introduced into the Olympics, have you seen your numbers or interest in flag football increasing any?
Not yet. To be honest, not yet. Probably is coming. Because they've just introduced it. It hasn't happened yet, right?
Right.
So we did not see a difference, a change. I'm sure it's coming.
I think there's been some national interest in flag football. I've seen PSAs.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's really gonna boost things here in the near future.
Our biggest thing we're trying to channel more now is there is flag football in middle school and high school for girls. So now that's kind of the avenue we're trying to go, because people are like, oh, well, why would I put my kid in flag? Well, to get them off the couch.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Right?
It's not at the same time.
It's not at the same time. It's somewhat sometimes too relaxed, right? It's a more of just, hey, come out and play. I coached last year in it, and the coach and I tried to have like all these, normal football plays, like check X, whatever. And then we realized this is backyard football. This is what they play in recess every day. So just let them go out there and kind of do their thing with a little bit of guidance, and they start winning.
Yeah.
And that was fun. That was actually cool to watch them like, hey, can I just do this? Yeah, do it. And it works, right? So that does work.
Get out and have fun.
Yeah, let them have fun. So we haven't seen it yet, like you asked, but I'm sure it's coming. Flag's getting bigger and bigger. And like I said, our organization's growing. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know. I'll come back and tell you about that one. This last year we had right about the same registration numbers. It is hard because City Baseball runs the same is ending when our seasons are starting. So there's an overlap there. So there is, kind of overlap of sports, which hurts registrations. But I'm sure it's definitely not getting smaller. It is a growing sport.
All right, Andrew Ochoa, thank you for coming in, my man, from Crestview Area Youth Association, letting us know about the Terrence Brooks Youth Football Clinic that will be going on Saturday, August 2nd at Garden City Park over there in Crestview. Head over to CAYAfootball.org for more information. Andrew, thank you so much for letting us know. Are you going to hang out with us for a little bit longer?
Yes, sir.
All right. Andrew here with us. Schmitty here with me. James Pipe on the Inside Drive. This is the Golf Plus Studios. When we get back, the Atlanta Braves, their second half begins today. You are tuned into the Inside Drive.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show. You know, there's a lot of report cards that'll come in on Cooper Flagg. And sometimes I overreact to the Summer League and probably will with Cooper Flagg. But he gave me intangibles. He gave me offense, defense, gave me passing, he gave me rebounding. But he also gave me court presence.
It's the Dan Patrick Show. Weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Mid-South Lumber, where they treat you like family. Locally owned and serving the residents of Bay County for over 45 years. See Mid-South Lumber for all of your DIY projects, including windows, doors, siding, lumber, and millwork. Are you building a new home? Bring your contractor in to Mid-South Lumber and meet with a member of their sales team to discuss your framing, siding, windows, and doors. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City. 717 West 11th Street.
Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, where the locals go for the best boiled seafood around. Crawfish, shrimp, red royals, and everything crabs. Watch almost every sporting event in the country on their huge outdoor jumbotron. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on weekly events, live music, and food and beer specials. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, your home away from home for sports, good times, great food. The best boiled seafood. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
Now back to the Inside Drive. Live and local from the Gulf Plus Studios. Don't mind me. I'm just playing through. Now back to the Inside Drive. Live and local. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Inside Drive, coming to you live from the Golf Plus Studios, ESPN Northwest Florida, 104.3 FM on the radio dial. You can call us, you can text us, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Download our app. Take us with you everywhere you go. And you can rely on ESPN Northwest Florida for the most accurate weather forecast and active weather updates from Joanna. So keep it right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The weather brought to us by Mid-South Lumber, Ellis Agency Insurance, and Earthworks of Northwest Florida. So I told you before we went to the break that the Atlanta Braves' second half begins tonight. The Braves will be taking on the Yankees, and that will be game number 1 of many more to get us to the month of October. What are the chances of the Braves playing in October? Well, my take right now is they're not totally out of it, but they're not sitting in any good positions right now. So we'll look at it right now. In the National League, in the East, which is where the Atlanta Braves play, We got the Philadelphia Phillies leading the East, 55-41. The Mets coming in second at 55-42. That means they are a half game behind the Phillies. The Marlins, yes, the lowly Marlins, are currently in front of the Atlanta Braves at a record of 44-51. That's 10.5 games back. Then we finally reached the Braves at 42-53 for 12.5 games back. And the Nationals, which I didn't think the Nationals were going to be this bad this year, but apparently they are wanting to be this bad this year at 38-58, 17 games behind. So we're looking at not the best chance in the world at getting into the playoffs by winning the East. So let's turn our attention over to the wild card. And in the wild card, currently leading the wild card hunt, we got the Milwaukee Brewers at 56-40. They are plus 4 games over the Padres. The New York Mets at 55-42. They are plus 2.5 games over the Padres. The Padres at 52-44. They are holding on to the last wild card spot with that record. And then we can hop down, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams before we get to the Braves. At 42-53, 9.5 games behind the San Diego Padres. So, a better chance there of getting into the playoffs. Now, not everything doom and gloom, even though the Braves came into the break at a 3-7 of their last 10. The Braves are at least at a +2 on the run differential. If you look at the other teams kind of around them, they're all in the negative category. So the Braves are at least into a positive side on that. They have 388 runs scored, 386 runs against. Now that run scored number, not the best number. Lots of teams in front of them in terms of runs scored. But the runs against, that's a pretty good number that they got going. So the pitching is doing their bit, but the offense needs to step up. Got any thoughts, Andrew? What you thinking on the Braves for the playoff push? You like the chance for a playoff push here at the end?
Who do they have coming back? Do they have anybody come back from, it's injured or?
They're going to get Jurickson Profar back here pretty soon. He got suspended because of, he tested positive, for one of the steroids, things like that. And it was fairly early in the season. I want to say it was even before the 20th game of the season. So that's an 80-game suspension. So basically half the season. So once we get to game 100, which is 6 or 7 games from now, we should start seeing him coming back in, which hopefully we'll get Alex Verdugo off the field as much. He's out there kind of platooning in left field, and he's just not got it.
Yeah.
He just has not got it. So that'll help, but he can help with the playoff push, but because he got suspended because of the PEDs, he cannot play in the postseason. So he can help you get there, but he can't help you when you get there. Kind of an odd thing that Major League Baseball has. I don't write the rules. They just tell me what they are.
Just get to the dance and then figure it out from there.
Yeah. So they're a little bit coming back. The bullpen is getting better. They had an issue there for a little bit with blowing some saves. Raisel Iglesias has 7 blown saves on the season. That ties his record for most blown saves in a year. Got pulled from the closer's position and has actually been doing a little bit better. Maybe he's got the eye back. Maybe he's got the arm back. So you can move him back into a position where he can close games, because when he's doing that well, he's effective with it. When he is not doing well, you might as well just send him down to the minor leagues and tell him how to figure it out, because it is not a pretty picture when he does it. Schmitty, you got any thoughts for us on it?
Nah.
I love the succinct answer, my man. I appreciate it.
I'm ready to get into football. I'm done with baseball.
I got one question for you. I've always discussed with people. What do you think is more pressure? Bases loaded for a closer, 2 outs, full count, or a kicker, trying to nail a 40-yard field goal to win the game? Clock's expiring. They're winning. The other team's winning by 2.
Ooh, for me, it kind of. So I'm going to ask: is it really bad weather that the kicker's kicking in?
I'll say it's good weather.
It's good weather.
It's a dome.
It's good weather. It's in a dome. It's 40-something yards. I'm going to say the closer in that position because, again, they're both time expiring. So if you got 2 outs, 3 balls, 2 strikes, that's basically time expiring.
Yep.
If you got the clock running down to 0, that's time expiring. Yeah, I'd say the pitcher, because it is at that point, it is all on the pitcher.
Yep.
And only on the pitcher. Now with the kicker, you like to think it is all only on the kicker.
But it's not.
But you got to have that center snap it.
Yeah, and you got to have that defensive line.
And you got to have that holder hold it.
Yeah.
And you got to have that line hold the defense back. Yep.
Tony Romo, how many years back?
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a good question. I like that one. Yeah, I would definitely say, don't get me wrong, that kicker in that situation, he's got a good pucker factor going on.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. But I'm going to say the closer, because it is literally him putting the ball in play. And whatever comes off of his hand is ball, a strike,
Yep.
or contact. We don't know.
Or foul, do it again.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I like that question. I like that question.
I think the closer thing wins. Just, I don't know, that pressure, it's, and like you said, it's all on you. And then also you could throw the perfect pitch. He fouls it off. You got to do it again.
Yeah. Or you can throw the perfect pitch and he just
cranks it.
And he just gets that touch off the end of the bat and it just lands barely out there in left field where nobody can grab it. Oh, yeah, that's a great one on that one. I like that question. And it's closers in baseball. You got to be built a little bit different. You've got to want to be like, oh, you see that really, really high pressure situation right there? I want it. Yeah. That's mine. Bring me in, coach. So if you find that guy and you got him in a bullpen, you're in a pretty good situation, because you got to have saves. You don't want blowing saves. I will tell you that one right now. Braves really do need to find somebody to get some saves. Raisel Iglesias has got 11 on the season. Dylan Lee, 2, and Pierce Johnson has 1. They tried Pierce Johnson in that position for a little bit after Raisel wasn't the prettiest. Dylan Lee, I think, did a little bit better, but it is still a wide open question. If Raisel doesn't get back to that position and handle it well, it's not going to be a pretty process for a long time for him, because it's an important part. Closers now are a intricate part of the game. Now we can have the argument of, is a closer really there at the 9th inning as important as, say, somebody coming in the 7th inning getting a bases loaded situation out? Yeah, probably the bases loaded situation there is probably the higher stress, but it's just not the way we look at baseball anymore.
Well, you can get bailed out, though, even if you...
you can get bailed out later, even if you give up that grand slam in the 7th inning.
Yep.
You got the 8th and 9th inning for your batters to do something for you. Hopefully they do something for you, because that's not always the case.
No pressure.
Yeah. No pressure. No pressure, batters. Get out there, hit a home run.
It's easy as that. Just hit the ball and run.
Look at Paul Skeens. Guy's got like a 1.9 ERA, and he only has 2 wins on the season because, well, the Pirates give him no run support. Feel sorry for that guy. Man, probably the best pitcher we got in the league right now, and can't win a game because of the situations he is in.
It's funny how much that happens.
But I mean, the good thing is I bet he gets traded in the next couple of years, because it's the Pirates and they're not going to keep anybody around. All right, this is the Inside Drive, coming to you live from the Golf Plus studios. When we get back, it will be time for our Afternoon Delights. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. Chop on.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd. The Steelers are officially all in. I heard that a lot yesterday because they got Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf, and tight end Jonnu Smith. Well, if they're all in, that's a pair of 8s. Okay, that ain't pocket aces, folks. So if that's all in.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, a possibility of thunderstorms and some sun, and a high of 88 with wind 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the south. Mostly clear skies tonight and quite warm near 81. Sunny and a likelihood of thunderstorms and 88 tomorrow. 88 and sunshine throughout the day with possible thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening Sunday. This is your Friday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? We can typically replace them while you wait. Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? In many cases, we can have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida.
There's a reason we call it the big one, because the biggest deals of the year are happening now at Panama City Toyota. And you can get 3.99% APR on the award-winning Camry, plus 90 days until you make your first payment, and 3.99% on the new RAV4, plus 90 days until you make your first payment. Get 2.99% on the Bolt Tacoma, or take the lead and get 1.99% on the powerful Tundra. The big one, right now at Panama City Toyota.
Offers expire August 4th. For details, visit PanamaCityToyota.com.
Broadcasting from the Gulf Plus Studios, it's the Inside Drive. And now, the afternoon delight debrief with the three degenerates from the Inside Drive.
Afternoon delight.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Afternoon delight. Afternoon delight.
I'll be singing that all day long.
Afternoon delight. This is the Afternoon Delight on the Inside Drive, coming to you live from the studios, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You can call us, you can text us, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Download our app. Take us with you everywhere you go. Visit us, ESPNPC.com, for the old World Wide Web page that we have out there. It's the noon hour, so we go from saying good morning to we now say good afternoon. Happy Friday. It is the afternoon, the weekend.
Yabba dabba doo.
That much closer, my dudes. That much closer for the weekend. But I got a couple of delights to help get us there.
What you got?
All right, this one is a little bit of advertising.
Uh-oh.
Everything begins with a classic kidnapping scene. 5 armed Taliban fighters standing towering behind a row of 3 hooded men. The Taliban member in the center with a threatening demeanor greets and proclaims, "We have a message for America." But just a few moments later, the situation flips into a set straight out of Sacha Baron Cohen films. The plot twist comes as soon as one of the supposed terrorists removes the black bag from one of the hostages' head, who amusingly exclaims, "Welcome to Afghanistan!" A soundtrack begins, followed by a series of surreal sequences that shows a mixture of scenic tied to moments of leisure, such as outings, day trips, swimming, picnics, and dinners out, accompanied by grotesque scenes where instruments of death become objects of amusement and entertainment. Kalashnikovs and tanks serve as the backdrop to rowdy moments that reduce the use of force to folklore in a contrast that is deeply unsettling. These Taliban, armed to the teeth, appear amused as they entertain their Western guest with their peculiar souvenirs. It seems in every way the teaser for this simulation. At one point, the tourist is seen holding the M4 rifle belonging to the U.S. government. He appears amused by the weapon and doesn't even have the safety on it. The message is clear. We're in charge here, and after having managed to reconquer our land, we invite you as our guests.
Come bring some money.
The author of the video, Youssef Araiba, who, according to the British outlet The Independent, runs the Raza Afghanistan travel agency. In another publication of a video, the tone remains similar to that of a tourist commercial. The ransom business isn't as lucrative as CNN makes it seem, especially when you become friends with your hostages, read the caption accompanying the post. According to The Independent, the video currently circulating on social media shouldn't come as much of a surprise. Since retaking power in 2021, the Taliban have sought to make Afghanistan more appealing in the eyes of tourists, even while imposing extremely severe restrictions on citizens' freedoms, particularly those of women. These efforts to clean up their image appear to have worked in part. In 2021, the British paper writes Afghanistan recorded 691 tourist visitors. And in 2020,
the one or the two-bedroom caves?
Probably the two-bedroom caves. In 2023, that number rose to 7,000. Nevertheless, the U.S. State Department continues to stress that American citizens should not travel to the country for any reason. All right, I love it. Getting some Afghanistan go tourism videos.
Well, they got beautiful mountains there.
They got beautiful mountains, got some pretty waters, and if you want to go play with a Kalashnikov, I'm sure they'll give you one to go play with.
They're panning for gold.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you pan for gold in Afghanistan?
Sure can.
Okay. I mean, you can grow some poppies.
Yeah.
Lots of poppies being grown in Afghanistan. Yeah, yeah.
It's actually pretty funny. I went to Afghanistan back in 2011, and on my way, after deployment, came home, was flying home from Hawaii to Spokane, Washington, sat next to a couple. I take my sleeping pill already, ready to just rack out, and talking about it, and I told them, Afghanistan, and they're like, oh, we went there for our honeymoon. And I was like, what? and then we started talking, and what a small world. They were exactly in the same place that we had just taken over. And they pulled up their Facebook and showed me pictures of what it looked like before. And I mean, I remember the exact spots, and I was like, holy cow, this was an amazing resort, 30, 40 years ago. And here we were over there just, us, the Russians, kind of destroyed that.
Yeah, 30 or 40 years ago. Was that before the Russians attacked it?
Yeah. And so, and it's just that's crazy. Hear these, they're one of their best memories of their lives is a lot of other people's not best memory, right? And now, maybe tourism's coming back, but back then it was huge, and it was beautiful. It was an absolutely beautiful area.
Mountains, I'm sure.
Yeah,
it was
gorgeous
there.
Come enjoy the new view from Hiroshima.
Now you can go there and see, you can see Russian and American tanks sitting around, so there's even more stuff you can see.
Yeah, plenty of stuff you can go play with. I want to try an AK next to an AR. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. We're not going to say no to you.
And for a small extra charge, we'll throw in this T-47 Russian tank.
Yeah, see, they just need to sell a multi-nation, military museum.
Just have fun with it,
just go out there.
Yeah, that's what they should do. The Afghan Military Museum of Other Countries. Yeah. That's what they could open up.
Failed attempts by countries.
I'm going to look into it after this.
Yeah, that's totally crazy. It's it's safer now to walk across Afghanistan than it is Ukraine. Think about that one, people. Think about that one.
Also, Ukraine's cold.
Yeah, Ukraine. Yeah. Well, I'd imagine Afghanistan's got some cold times.
I just think, I could be wrong, but Ukraine just seems cold all the time.
Yeah, probably warmer in the summer, but yeah, in the winter, oh yeah, cold. This news article coming to us from Sparks, Nevada. A man has been arrested after police say he was seen chugging a bottle of Tabasco sauce and challenging random people to fight him at a park in Shells. On Monday, officers with the Sparks Police Department responded to the area after a man was seen shirtless while allegedly challenging those around him. A security guard asked the man to leave, to which the suspect, 48-year-old Michael Smith, responded with what the Sparks Police Department called choice words, pulled out a knife, and challenged the guard. Police arrived and found Smith, who was still shirtless and carrying the knife around in a sheath. No one was injured in the incident. Smith was arrested on charges of assault with a deadly weapon and possession of drug paraphernalia. The bottle of hot sauce was disposed of.
I was going to say, what was the weapon? Was it the hot sauce or was it the knife that was in the sheep? Because if you spit some hot sauce in somebody's face,
oh, that could be an assault.
You're in for a fight.
I don't know if they're going to call that one assault with a deadly weapon, but that is definitely assault
Nasty
with a
weapon.
kind of weapon. But yeah, I'm sure because it says deadly weapon, I am sure it is taking the knife and pointing the pointy end at somebody else. They usually don't like it when you do that. They're not real keen on it, you know.
On that.
Nobody's got a sense of humor anymore, right?
Where's the comedy? Where's the comedy?
Anybody into crypto?
I'm afraid of it.
No.
I'm so no.
All right, I'm the only crypto bro here.
Oh,
so
really?
Oh yeah, I'm a crypto bro.
You got lots and lots of money?
I don't got lots
invested?
and lots of money, but I got a little bit in crypto. And It does all right.
How's that going for you?
Actually, right now it's doing pretty well. It's on a nice little run.
Well, they're getting ready to change the laws and rules and regulations, and Congress is going to get involved and blah, 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 right?
I actually think that kind of helped a little bit because it kind of pushed people
Stability.
into looking at it, and it pushes towards stability. And it kind of shores up some of what they call stable coins. And if anybody wants to talk about this, give us a call, 850-215-6290, and I will not give a financial advice, but we can talk about it.
There you go.
All right. But this one, pseudo kind of related to crypto. Lenexa, Kansas. Hostess Brands is launching a limited edition snack called the Twink Coin. Under its Twinkies Snack Cake brand, the new Twink Coin is a play on current cryptocurrency frenzy and features a coin-shaped cake. The cakes are similar to Twinkies in composition and flavor, featuring a vanilla sponge cake exterior and cream-filled interior, but have been made into a disc shape to mimic the shape of an enlarged coin. The new Twink Coin snack cakes will be available at Walmart stores starting at the end of June for a limited time only. They are distributed in boxes of 10 individually wrapped cakes at a suggested retail price of $3.49.
Is that Bitcoin or is that regular money?
That's just regular Twink Coin.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just regular. That's regular cash money on that
that's
one.
a genius idea.
Oh, I love it.
Both for Twinkie because I got something, what can you do with a Twinkie? A Twinkie is a Twinkie, but yet they've totally changed the Twinkie. And it's also kind of good for Bitcoin.
Yeah,
so,
we're getting people to talk about
it.
You're getting people to talk about it. That's what you need.
Now I can go to Walmart and buy a box of those and say, yeah, I've invested in Bitcoin.
I'm into the
one
crypto.
now.
I'm into the crypto. I'm a crypto bro. Getting on my Twink Coin right now. Anybody a fan of snakes on a plane? No. Okay. Melbourne, Australia. An Australian domestic flight was delayed for 2 hours after a stowaway snake was found in the plane's cargo hold, officials said on Wednesday. The snake was found on Tuesday as passengers were boarding Virgin Australia flight VA337 at Melbourne Airport, bound for Brisbane, according to snake catcher Mark Pele. The snake turned out to be a harmless 2-foot-long green snake, but Pele said that he thought it could be venomous when he first approached it in the darkened hold. It wasn't until after I caught the snake, after he caught the snake, he figured that wasn't venomous. It was after I caught the snake I realized it wasn't venomous. Until that point, it looked very dangerous to me.
Australia is a place where many of the snakes there are absolutely the most venomous in the world.
What animal and or plant and or person in Australia is not poisonous?
And that's a good point. Even the ants.
Yeah, I'm sure
deadly poisonous.
I'm sure the people have even adapted and now have, poisonous fangs inside of their heads now. Most of the world's most venomous snakes are found native to Australia. When Pele caught the cargo hold, the snake was half hidden between a panel and could have disappeared deeper into the plane. Pele said he told an aircraft engineer and airline staff that they would have to evacuate the aircraft, so in case the snake did disappear inside the plane. I said to them, if I don't get this in one shot, it's going to sneak through the panels, and you're going to have to evacuate the plane, because at that stage, I don't know what kind of snake it is.
Why couldn't they just go 36,000 feet, and if it's in the cargo hold, that's not pressurized, so it's not warm, so it'd freeze the snake. Or at least put it to sleep.
The snake, which is a protected species, has been given to a Melbourne veterinarian to be homed to a licensed snake keeper. So, happy stories for all involved.
That's just one of how many snakes do you think crawled on an airplane?
Yep.
Oh, that airplane probably had another like 3 or 4 on it.
Yeah, there's never just one snake.
Yeah,
There's
don't
never-
worry.
yeah.
There were probably
We got 'em all.
plenty
Wink, wink.
in there. All right. This one coming to us from Belarus. Grocery stores in Belarus could be fined if they do not keep enough potatoes in stock as the country grapples with the shortage, high prices, and poor quality of their spuds. A new regulation imposed penalties of up to 2,200 euros, to be about 2,500 American dollars, for failures to supply the staple widely regarded as Belarus's national vegetable. The decree, signed into law on Saturday by President Alexander Lukashenko and officially published on Wednesday, puts the onus on both shops and wholesale suppliers to ensure that the common ingredients are delivered to stores, especially in the off-season. Belarus has been hit by an apparent potato crisis this year, with Lukashenko, who was once the head of the Soviet-era collective farm, railing against supermarkets and members of his own government over the issue. However, the president's own policy of regulating and capping potato prices appears to be a key factor behind the reports of low availability and terrible quality. According to independent news website Mendozians Belarus, it is more profitable for farmers to export the vegetables to neighboring Russia, where a kilo of potatoes is sold at twice the price of Belarusian prices. Another factor is that farmers appear to be offering products of poorer quality to bridge the gap between major harvest seasons. In an attempt to address the situation, Lukashenko signed an anti-deficit decree last month, which gives retailers the right to take out loans at a preferential rate to pay in advance for vegetables that will come to the shelves later in the year, including potatoes, cabbages, and carrots. Okay. All right. Potato shortage.
Pay for that with your Bitcoin, why don't you?
Yeah. I mean, why not? Why not? I mean, you can get some potatoes with your Bitcoin. I'd still probably rather hold on to the Bitcoin, but I can't eat the Bitcoin, and I do like eating.
You can
Look
eat
at
Bitcoin, too.
You can?
Yeah.
How?
It's just by the new Twinkie Bitcoin.
Well, you got a good point there, Spinning. Yeah. Wildcat's on top of it, guys.
On top of it, man.
Wildcat is on top of it. Well, we got enough time for this one. Yeah, let's do it real quick. It was a phone call like hundreds he had received over the years about a snake entering a home, shop, or residential area. Deepak Mahabra, a resident of Katran Mulan in Ragdar Madhya Pradesh, that's over in India, was informed on Monday after that a serpent had entered into a house in the locality of Raglash. He rushed to the scene, captured the snake, but also realized that his son's school day was ending. The 42-year-old belted the rescued snake around his neck and set off on his motorcycle to pick his child up. Returning home with the snake still on his shoulders, it bit him on the hand. The next morning, Mr. Mahambra died in a local hospital. A video shared by Mr. Mahambra's friend, obtained by NDTV, shows him seated on a bike with a snake wrapped around his neck moments before the fatal bite. After the bite, Mr. Mahamba managed to call a friend for help. He was taken to the first local hospital in Ragada and then referred to the district hospital in Guna for advanced treatment. By the evening, though, his condition appeared to be improving, and he returned to his home. His health took a sudden turn for the worst later that night. His family rushed him back to the hospital, where he died during treatment at around 4 a.m. Tuesday. His body was handed over to the family following a post-mortem. Mr. Mahambra worked as a snake catcher with the JP University and was widely known in the region for voluntarily responding to distress calls for over a decade. He caught and released hundreds of snakes into the wild, never accepting payments for any of his effort. He would always respond when someone called about a snake, his friend told NDTV. That's exactly what happened to him this time. He went, caught the snake, and while returning home, it bit him on his bike. He got better in the evening, then deteriorated again before the night ended, the friend added. The snake bit him around 12 or 1 in the afternoon, and he lasted till 4 a.m. Police have opened an investigation into the incident.
This guy handles snakes as for a living, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's at least a good hobby.
But he didn't know whether or not the snake was poisonous or not, so he wrapped him around his neck.
Well,
takes off on a scooter, scaring the snot out of the snake more than likely, and then says, park the motorcycle, grab a hold of the snake and pulls him off his neck, and the snake bites him.
Well, pretty much that's how it went, yeah.
What took the snake so long to bite him?
That's another good question, too. Why didn't you have a cloth bag, a box, anything to...
When I was a kid, I owned a snake. It was a Mexican boa, about 5.5 foot long. And I used to wrap him around my waist and go into the store, the local convenience store. Nobody would ever notice until it kind of started moving around, and then people would freak out. But, I always had that burlap sack to take him and stuff him in there and throw him over my shoulder when I had to get in a car or, take him to school with me or whatever for show and tell, or, but just to wrap one around and then go out into the public on a motorcycle and not know whether the snake is poisonous or not. That's just...
A little bit out there, isn't it, man? A little bit out there.
He missed one.
Yeah, just one. And I guess one is all it takes, right?
That's all it takes.
One is all it takes.
Oh, my God.
When we come back, great friend of the show, Aaron Bearden, owner of Instant Replay Sports Cards, will be joining us. This is the Inside Drive, coming to you live from the Golf Plus Studios, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
No snakes allowed.
Evolution in Sports Talk Radio. We're back! On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The Afternoon Underdog. The only live afternoon show in Panama City where you can win fantastic prizes from amazing local businesses every day.
That's right!
4 to 6 weekdays. The Afternoon Underdogs.
It's mayhem!
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. The remainder of the day, a possibility of thunderstorms and some sun, and a temperature of 88 with wind 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the south. Mostly clear skies tonight and quite warm near 81. Sunny and a possibility of thunderstorms and 88 tomorrow. 88 and sunshine most of the day except a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening Sunday. This is your Friday's weather brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Are you feeling tired, weak, or maybe you feel old and cranky? If so, I have the answer. It's MaxFit Sports Nutrition with 2 locations, 23rd Street in the Coronado Plaza and in Pier Park North on Back Beach Road. MaxFit Sports Nutrition has nutritional products and professional dietary plans to get you moving in the right direction. So get off that couch and get to MaxFit Sports Nutrition now. MaxFit Sports Nutrition, where you can try it before you buy it.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Discover the new Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia and test drive the new 2025 Kia. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The 2025 Kia SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2025 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in the luxury of a 2025 Kia K5 sedan. sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Performance, power, and design built for you. Spark inspiration in the all-electric 2025 EV9. It's a modern masterpiece, fast charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original home for the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
Now back to the Inside Drive, live and local from the Gulf Plus studios.
We're starting fresh.
Fresh new start.
Locally sourced, farm to radio. The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is live and local on ESPN Northwest Florida.
You are tuned in to the Inside Drive, coming to you live from the Gulf Plus Studios, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You can call the show. You can text the show, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. You can find us there, ESPN Northwest Florida. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Download the app, also known as ESPN Northwest Florida. We're on the Android store. We are in the Apple store. Look for us there and visit our website, ESPNPC.com. The Atlanta Braves are back in action again, and ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast. Braves taking on the Yankees tonight at Truist Park. Pre-game 5 o'clock. First pitch 6:15. Atlanta Braves baseball on ESPN Northwest Florida is sponsored locally by Bestway Portable Buildings, Reliable Hydraulic Solution, Mid-South Lumber, and Brock Pest Control. And on the line with us now, great friend of the show, owner of Instant Replay Sports Cards, Aaron Bearden. Mr. Bearden, how is your Friday?
Fantastic and busy so far. How about you guys?
We are having a great Friday so far. Got a great new friend in here with us, Mr. Andrew Ochoa from the Crestview Area Youth Association. So, I got to say, Aaron, I have been waiting quite patiently for this, and that is Topps Chrome. It is my jam. It is my favorite, and I know coming out next week. Am I correct?
Yes, that is the plan right now. We'll see. The last 5 or 6 years in cards, it's kind of, it's a little bit silly sometimes to follow the release calendars, but yeah, hopefully they stick to it. Hopefully it's out on time.
So with Topps and with Chrome, are they doing the buyback program again for the MVP of each league?
Yes. Yeah, in fact, they're expanding it to cover all Chrome releases. So we've already seen buybacks for Topps WWE Chrome and Topps UFC, and we'll see it as well for NBA and NFL when those products come out.
How do they pick the WWE and UFC guys? Because they don't really have an MVP at the end of the year.
Right. Yeah, usually it's tied to a certain event. Like with WWE, it was the winner of the main event at WrestleMania, something like that.
Okay.
And with UFC, it'll be one specific match, like the headline match on one of the events. It'll be the winner of that.
Sweet. All right. I like it. Got any guesses on who you think it might be for this year in baseball and Chrome?
Well, if the first half is any indication, I mean, I think you can't go wrong betting on Judge for the American League. That seems pretty impressive, though. We'll see where Cal Raleigh ends up on home runs. If Judge has a injury issue or something and Cal Raleigh goes in there and hits 65 or more home runs, they may just award that achievement.
Ooh, that makes a good point with that one, because I was kind of thinking to myself earlier, it could be a repeat of last year with Judge and Ohtani. But you make a good point. Cal Raleigh cracking in them home runs, 38 of them so far on the season. That would be interesting see a MVP catcher. It's been a hot minute since we saw an MVP catcher. I think Johnny Bench is what we have to go all the way back into the Wayback Machine there. Ooh, you got me excited, Aaron.
Yeah, to see one do it, for the bat. That's, nobody's really, he's a good catcher, but nobody's really talking about the defensive, the way they talked about, say, Yadier Molina or how, Buster Posey worked with pitchers. But with Raleigh, man, it's hitting those home runs. I don't know, with Bench, Posey had it, right? Posey, yeah. Joe Mauer? Joe Mauer was MVP.
I don't remember if Posey did or not. Yeah, Mauer did in the American League. You are right. I know definitely Mauer. Now I got to go look up Posey. I like it when you...
Yeah, if you want MVP?
Yeah,
he did.
Posey,
okay.
One of their World Series
99%. I'll check real fast. I think he did. I'm a Giants fan, so...
Yeah, one of their World Series years, I think...
Yeah, because, he did dominate, but it was also during a time period where there was a whole bunch of greatness in the National League.
Yes, 2012.
2012, all right. So it's still been a good hot minute for a catcher at the MVP position. All right, so we got Topps Chrome out of the way, and we know the buybacks are happening. Now, for yourself, are you more of a Topps or a Bowman guy?
Wow, that's a good question. That's such a big umbrella of just to say Topps. In general, there's some Topps releases I really like, really enjoy. There are some Bowman things that are really great. I don't know overall one over the other. Bowman you got to like for those rookies, right? I mean that's your prospecting right there. That's sort of the backbone of baseball collecting. Is getting these guys before they're the next big thing. That you don't necessarily have a chance to do that with the other, with football and basketball or even hockey.
Yeah, much harder.
Yeah, you get a little chance of that with baseball. So, yeah, Bowman's definitely got that going for it. That said, Topps Archives signatures, they'll be coming out a week or so after Topps Chrome. I love that product. That's really cool, those original buyback autographs. So that's a lot of fun. So, yeah, they both got their charm.
When should we start seeing some of the 25-26 football? Because I know in the last couple of years it's been kind of on the later end, but is this not the last year that it's not going to be under Topps Fanatics for the NFL?
That is Topps' plan. It's still in court. We'll see where it goes. I don't know. As far as when they'll get cards out in those uniforms, it's getting later and later each year. It used to be that something like Donruss would come out around August, and that would show the guys in their NFL uniforms in some rookie training camp kind of photos. But now Donruss is being pushed back to where it's a later release. I think last year maybe it was about a December release.
Yeah, I kind of remember that too.
Yeah, it's just not happening as quickly as it used to. So they're putting out some hybrid things where they may have the guy in a college uniform, but there's the logo of the NFL team somewhere on the card, or they'll just write what team drafted him somewhere on the card, print that on there.
Right on.
So yeah, it's kind of it's hard to say exactly when they're going to come out with that.
So I was going through some of my collection a few days ago, got a couple of boxes from my father. He said, I think I got some of my old cards in here. So I did go through. I found a couple of cards, 60, that really great 60 pattern, had a couple of the 57s, on the television set. Really loved those. But the most interesting...
55, yeah.
The 55, yep, the 55 Bowman on the TV set. So cool. Mm-hmm. What I did find that was kind of interesting, and I knew they existed, but I hadn't really seen any before, was he had some of the cutouts from, the old Jell-O boxes of the 60s and, the old Post cereal boxes from back in the 60s. And he had them cut out and, put into things and actually preserved pretty well. I thought that was a pretty cool find just, for my own little personal collection. You ever seen any of those coming through?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's quite a bit of those. Post Cereal did them from about 1960 to 63, I believe. And there's a couple of pretty cool Mickey Mantle cards in there you can get that are a little more affordable than the Topps Mantle cards of the same era. They also included Roger Maris in there, so another cool Maris card you can pick up. He didn't have as many cards as Mantle, obviously. And there's some neat little things going on with those cards. There's an error in there for Joe Adcock, who played for the Braves. There's a version of it where his name is misspelled. That's pretty cool to look out for. Those cards were previewed in, I believe, Life magazine back then, and you can tell the difference in them. They were the same card on the front. The backing of them is different. If you have that gray back, that's the one that came off the cereal box. And the Life magazine ones had the Life, I think they had the Post logo on the back of the card.
Now I got to go look at the backs, see what differences I got.
I got a question. I got a question.
Hit him, Schmitty.
Okay. Some time ago, it's been, maybe 6-9 months ago. I was sitting in for somebody else here, and we got to talking about you having someone come into the store on occasion who could authenticate. That's a hard word for me to say. Authenticate signatures and things like that. Is that something you still do, or is that a once a year kind of thing, or does it cost? I'm curious.
Yeah, we're working on that with JSA. They come in and do in-store appearances for autograph authentication.
Yeah.
And in fact, I was talking to them this week about trying to set it up. Right now, things are in kind of flux. JSA got bought by CGC, which
they're a big deal, aren't they?
Yeah, and CGC, a good portion of that got bought by Fanatics. So a lot of moving pieces there.
Wow, yeah.
CGC, they've been grading comics for like 30 years or so, and they did not have any autograph authenticators on staff. So for years, if you went to a comic show and you got your comic signed, they would grade it, but they couldn't authenticate the signature. They went out about a year ago and bought JSA so that they would have some autograph authenticators. So they've been having the JSA guys work all of their, that backlog of comics for decades, where people would go to a show and get, Stan Lee or Frank Miller or whoever to sign the comic book. So the guys have been pretty busy with that. And then CGC is having the JSA guys go to a lot of the comic book shows they set up at to authenticate things on the spot. So their store visits are a little more, few and far between, but we're working on it. We're trying to get them back as soon as we can so they can come do it in person, because it's a lot faster and a lot cheaper.
In the past, has that been an expensive kind of process to take? Say you have not a baseball card, but maybe a jersey or a helmet or something like that, or football. I've got a football that I'm real curious about. That and I'm wondering how much would it cost to get that actual certification, stamp put on it.
Yeah. So it goes by the signature, not by the item, and it starts at I think $25. I think they just had to go up on the prices after a decade or more. Yeah. So it's like $25. It goes up if it's a higher end player, and I'll give you an example with baseball. A guy playing right now, say a Cal Raleigh, might be $25. Babe Ruth is going to be, $300 or $400, I think. Mickey Mantle, Ted Williams, some of those guys are going to be maybe in the $75 range. So it's based on the value of the signature, not necessarily the item it's on, and then how many signatures are on it. When you get them at an in-store appearance, like when they're here at the shop, you bring your item in, you fill out your paperwork, you pay the fee, and then you can come back and pick your item up within an hour to 2 hours. And if it's all good to go, they have got it in their system, and you'll get issued your certificate and your tamper-proof sticker right there on the spot. For a bigger item, like I said, a Babe Ruth or something, you would get a letter in the mail in a few weeks that's a little more detailed, a little more security to it.
That's really cool, but you don't see it at them having those extra people to come and do that in your store anytime soon, a year, 6 months?
I'm hoping. Usually, usually when we get it set up with them, it happens within, 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
They usually like to give a little bit of lead time so we can get some advertising out. But usually they don't book them for, say, 6 or 8 months out. They like to book them for 2 to 3 months down the road. So Yeah, it's just with the shakeup with CGC and all, it's just been harder to get them out to events. And it's not just us. JSA has had to miss out on some big shows and things that they had been doing, where CGC's like, no, we need you over here instead.
I would imagine you have quite the crowd when you have an event like that.
Yes, and because people know they can get their items done that day rather than have to ship them off, and then you're worried about, if something happens in transit, you're paying insurance, and it's a little slower when you get things sent into them. It may take a couple of months. They know if they can drive here and get it done that day, sure, we get people from, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, quite a ways out. People will drive in just for that.
Let us know when that happens again, because I want to come. I want to be there.
Certainly, yeah. It's great to see some of the things people bring in. And it's like, wow, I didn't even know an item like that existed. That's really cool.
All right, Aaron, what are some new products you got going on at Instant Replay?
Well, it's big Pokemon release day. The new Pokemon set is out. It's a pretty quiet time right now for baseball. Really, Topps did nothing this month until Topps Chrome comes out. And then we're going to get into several weeks in a row of big releases. So it's kind of a quiet time for that. We got a lot of restocks this week on products we had not had in a while, and kind of expanding some product lines as well. So there's a ton going on. I was not here for all of it that even came in. So it's pretty good selection right now happening right here at the shop.
And I got one more question for you. What's going on this weekend at Instant Replay?
Well, what isn't going on this weekend? Let's see. We got the Kids Club tonight at 6 p.m. We have breaks tomorrow at noon. We have Rip Night tomorrow night. It is going to be a massive one. So definitely, we're going to do some stuff at Rip Night we have not done before. It's great fun for the family. Space is limited on it. We do have a limited amount of spots we can sell for some of the activities and events that go on, but there's pack wars and games, there's trivia, and there's giveaways, box breaks, all this fun stuff going to be going on. And this weekend we are in the middle of a huge renovation and expansion here at the shop. There's some work going on right now, but people coming in today are getting a little taste of what it's going to look like, making some huge changes here at the shop.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to come in and see it.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It's we're excited about it.
Are you having any sale prices to get some stuff out of your way? I mean, be more than happy to come down there and get something at a really good price, so you don't have to store it or move it or dust it off. Or
we do, yeah, and also. We have a sale right today on the new Pokemon stuff that came out. We got a discount on all of the new Pokemon items for today only, just for release day. So definitely come down here and grab it.
Open till when? What time?
We're open till 8 p.m. tonight. Yep. In fact, that's every day except Sunday. We're open till 8 p.m. Sundays we're open till 6.
Excellent. Well, Mr. Bearden, thank you so much for joining us on this Friday. Got any final words for the people?
Oh, man, hey, second half of baseball season coming up. It's going to be crazy. We'll see what happens. You guys stay safe out there. Have a good weekend. Come see us.
Thank you, Aaron. Have a great weekend. Aaron Bearden, owner, Instant Replay Sports Cards. They got the Kids Club tonight at 6 o'clock, breaks tomorrow at noon, and it is Rip Night tomorrow night at Instant Replay. When we get back, time for our $2 bets and this day in sports history. You are tuned in to the Inside Drive, coming to you live from the Golf Plus Studios, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Have you ever wanted to reach out and smack someone?
Sit your ass down and shut up!
Call or text the Afternoon Underdogs on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida with your rants, hot takes, picks, and takedowns.
This is unacceptable at the University of Alabama!
This to go 7 games. You've got to have a bad game at some point.
The Red 7T's studio line, 850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida. Get in the game.
Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts and Deli. Call 763-1627.
Are you hungry for authentic Mexican cuisine? Then come to El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, where we serve up the freshest, most flavorful dishes on the beach. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, a great location, comfortable atmosphere, and happy hour from 3 to 7. Buy one, get one free, regular margaritas and 12-ounce house drafts. And you're going to love their lunch specials Monday through Friday from 11 to 3. Plus live music Wednesdays and Saturdays starting at 5:30. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, Thomas Drive across from the Navy base.
And 10908 Front Beach Road.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Discover the new Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia and test drive the new 2025 Kia. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The 2025 Kia SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2025 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in the luxury of a 2025 Kia K5 sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Performance, power, and design built for you. Spark inspiration in the all-electric 2025 EV9. It's a modern masterpiece, fast charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original home for the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
Broadcasting from the Gulf Plus studios, it's the Inside Drive. For the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey and Jay Henley.
This man is destroying golf. You may be right, but our ratings are up and we're attracting new youthful sponsors.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Karaoke with Wildcat here on the Inside Drive. Take it away, Wildcat.
Friday.
Give me that hay. I gotta hear that hay. Hey. Inside Drive, come and see you live from the Golf Plus Studios, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You can call us, you can text us, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe ESPN Northwest Florida. Download our app. Take us with you everywhere you go. It is the last segment before the weekend begins. Give me a hooray, Schmitty.
Hooray. Man, it's hot out there.
It's hot.
I poked my head out the door and, jeez, it's hot. I mean, I know it's hot, and it's supposed to be hot, but it is oppressively so. Keep in mind that there is a heat advisory.
I will advise you that it is hot.
Triple digits, so just be careful out there.
Yep, I will advise you. It's hot out there.
It's hot out there.
Yeah, it's hot. I'm shocked that I'm in Florida in the month of July.
And it's humid and
it's hot.
Amazing.
Totally did not see that one coming when I moved down here. I had no idea.
Quit picking. Go back to work.
All right. Going back to work. Going back to work. All right, let's get us on into our $2 bets. My $2 bets yesterday did me absolutely zero favors. Had 3 bets, all 3 of them in the Summer League for the WNBA. And I can say I successfully failed on all 3.
Did you spend your Bitcoin?
I did. I spent all $6 worth of my Bitcoin there on not getting any wins from the Summer League. So I broke one of my rules there. I usually try to only stick into leagues that I actually know something about, and I don't know anything about the Summer League. My bets, I think, kind of proved it yesterday. Getting all 3 of them wrong. That's what I get for trying to reach too far. All right, you guys are welcome to join me on this, but I will get us started. So my first bet Baseball is back. Hooray! I finally get to bet on things I have at least some knowledge about. I will start off with the Cubs game this afternoon. Cubs taking on the Red Sox, 121st pitch. I am taking the Cubs to win. I am taking the over on the runs at 7.5. I am taking Pete Crow Armstrong for over half a hit. And I am taking Kyle Tucker for over half a hit.
Jeez,
this same game parlay that I am putting $2 on, if it hits, will return me $11.50.
That's an awful lot to be correct on.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder. That's a 4-leg in the same game.
Hard. I just want to bet win, lose, and that's it.
You can. Yeah, you can. Nothing wrong with it. I usually do that. Right now, I'm every single day, I don't always announce it here on the show, but every single day I put $2 against the Rockies. Doesn't matter who the Rockies are playing. I'm putting $2 on the other team to win. I am doing pretty well on the season, guys.
I'm sure our YouTube listeners there in Colorado are
I'm doing pretty well on those bets. I got to say, I am winning somewhere around 80% of those bets right now.
More Bitcoin for you.
It's doing good. Sitting it in onto the Bitcoin. My next one. Speaking of the Rockies, I'm taking the Twins to win over the Rockies. I am taking the Tigers to win over the Rangers. My two-game parlay here. My $2 bet, if it hits, will return me $5.94.
Double your money there.
Hey, I'm making that money. Let's just see what's happening.
I think those are safe bets, too.
And this one's a bit of a reach, but we are the home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast. I'm taking the Braves plus 1.5 runs against the Yankees. I am taking Cody Bellinger of the Yankees for over half a hit, and I'm taking Aaron Judge of the Yankees for over half a hit. My $2 bet, if it comes true, will return me $8.50.
Big money.
Big money.
The game here away. I know you said, but I didn't.
The game is played in Truist Park. Braves will be home.
Okay.
Braves will be home. They will be home through the next 2 series. Got the Yankees at home. That's a 3-game stand. Then they will start with the Giants at home as well. That will also be a 3-game stand, taking us into next Wednesday. And I don't have the schedule in front of me to tell you what happens after that.
It's now or never for the Braves.
It's now or never. You might as well start this climb tonight with a victory. Get away from that 9.5. Get up to 8.5 games behind. Why don't you? It just looks like a better number that way. Give me the snowman over the 9 every day of the week. Let's roll on into this day in history. It is Friday, July 18th, 2025. Happy Friday, all. On this day, 1921, Babe Ruth achieves 139 home runs and becomes Major League Baseball all-time home run hitter at 139.
Woohoo.
Just imagine how much baseball has changed.
Yeah.
That is a lot. This date, 1927, Ty Cobb of the Philadelphia Athletics doubles off the glove of Harry Hellman for hit number 4,000. This day, 1951, Jersey Joe Wilcott, at 37, becomes the oldest fighter to win the world heavyweight title with a 7th-round knockout of Ezra Charles at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh. 1970, San Francisco's Willie Mays gets career hit number 3,000 off of Montreal's Mike Wagner in the 2nd inning. This day, 1975, the trial of Dave Forbes, the first pro athlete to be indicted for a crime committed during play, ends in a hung jury. Forbes of the Boston Bruins was indicted for excessive force used on an opponent. Forbes' victim, Henry Bosch, in a game on January 4th against the North Stars of Minnesota. The prosecution decides not to seek a retrial.
What was the crime?
He clocked him over the head with a hockey stick. like baseball bats swinging on a tee.
That happens every game now.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Yeah. No, but it was back in the day when one of the guys didn't have a helmet on.
It's a difference there.
A little bit more of an impact factor there. This day, 1987, New York Don's Mattingly ties Dale Long's 31-year-old Major League record when he homers for the 8th consecutive game in the Yankees' 7-2 loss over the Texas Rangers. 1993, Greg Norman shoots a 64 on the final day to set the record with a 13 under 267 and wins the British Open. Norman wins by 2 strokes over defending champion Nick Faldo. And on this day, 1999, David Cone dazzles the Montreal Expos by throwing the 14th perfect game in modern Major League Baseball history. The Yankees win 6-0 over the Expos. And that is this day in history, everybody. Hopefully we get some history made tonight in a couple of these games that we get to watch. Andrew, remind everybody why you're here.
Yes, sir. We're here to promote our football camp August 2nd. Check-in starting at 3. The actual camp's running 4 to 7 p.m. of Terrence Brook, former Florida State national champion and 8-year pro from NFL. That has come donating his time, bringing some other players out. Those players will be announced soon on our Facebook page, which is Kaya Football. And please, come out to our camp, support us. It's open to everybody between the ages of 5 to 14 years old.
Registration is live and online, so go to Kaya Football, CAYAfootball.org. You can get registered for the Terrence Brooks event, and they are also taking registrations for cheer and tackle football currently, correct?
Yes, sir. All the way until July 20th. It'll be officially open. If we get a few stragglers after that, just contact us if you're interested in playing. We'll make it work.
Yep. And even if you have financial difficulties, please reach out to them. They are there for the community to do a good community
deed. Program. I wish you all the success in the world. I really do.
Yeah,
I think it's a great idea.
That is awesome. I love the idea of communities doing this. I love the idea of pros coming back and doing this. And you guys telling me that there are high school kids that are coming out to do this with you, big props to them. Because how many times do you really get high school students realizing how important what they're doing for the younger kids is?
No, it's huge. I remember when I was, when I played back in the day, we had the little guys come out and play with us, do a practice, and that was huge. And we're actually hopefully working at this year with our local high school. It's big, that's the next, to the kids, it's the next level. Most of them aren't thinking about middle school. Most of them, they go to the high school games on Friday nights, and it's huge. One correction I just wanted to hit, I said for the Facebook, it's Crestview Area Youth Association. Please type that in, and then the logo on my hat is what you're looking for. And that pops up. Hit us up there. We have a person that will respond to you very quickly.
Say that again.
Crestview Area Youth Association.
Crestview Area Youth
Association.
And that is for Facebook, everybody.
Yeah, okay.
We know a lot of you out there are on Facebook. Well, thank you, Andrew, for coming in and hanging out with us. Had a wonderful time with you. Yes, Wildcat behind the glass.
Always a pleasure. It's been a long day for you and me, huh, James?
It has been a long day. I hate getting up that early, man.
It's nap time.
If it has a 4, I don't care what numbers are behind it, and I'm waking up, it is just way too early for the night owl like myself, because the evening time is my time, not the morning time, not my time. But I thank all of you for your time listening to us here on The Inside Drive, live from the Golf Plus Studios, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. You guys enjoy your weekend.
Stay
Have
safe.
fun, everybody. We'll be back on Monday. Keep your stick on the ice.
The Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanne.